There is going to be huge shifts, huge noise. All of the systems are going to be under the spotlight. We are in a very noisy period. I feel it's fair to say that everyone I have spoken to so far this month is having a huge November. Time is flying by at an unrecognizable rate. Healing is and has been coming to the surface for everyone. There has been no exceptions to that. We are wading through the noise on each level of this consciousness shift that is taking place. My name is Lucy Davis and I am an intuitive. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Before we move on, do remember that you can head over to my website, www.lucydavis.com, to check out my programs, from the extremely powerful 5-day breakthrough program at just £7.77, all the way through to the incredible 12-month Self-Love Club membership program that will be starting again in June 2023. There is an array of things on my website. I would be here all day if I was to talk through them all. So please do head over there and give it a check out. Anything I speak about in this video, there will be links directly below in the description. So please do remember to go there afterwards. Now, if you would like to join our weekly calls, whereby you have an opportunity to sit and discuss current consciousness topics, plus an all-access view on the travels that I have been doing. This is the intuitive travel, the energy work that I've been doing to align the energies. Please do check out Conscious Conversations, which is just £11.11 per month. Now, this Sunday's video is going to be wild. Normally, these calls are run on a Monday, but once again, I am off on my travels on Monday, so I will not be there for the call. So we're pulling it forwards a day. It's going to be on Sunday, the 20th of November. And I must say, as I always say, buckle up. It's going to be wild. The other thing that I'm going to put in the description is I've actually recently collaborated with a Orgonite company, and I've got some amazing EMF protectors, energy enhancers, all sorts of different things like that. So please do check out the link that will be in my description below. Okay, so this new moon is exactly that, a time to step into the new. It's time to focus like you have never focused before. It's time to have an awareness like you have never had before. You are going to see things in people that you do not like, things that you have been blindly ignoring all the way through this year. And then boom, out of nowhere, you are going to see so clearly. It's time to be the powerful creator that you were sent here to be. The key word for this moon is intention, intention, intention. What will you set? Now, there's going to be an exercise at the end of this video whereby you can step through what will be able to help you navigate these new moon energies and create the future that we all know that we deserve deep down in our hearts. Now, before we get to that exercise, it's time to look at the energies of this moon. Now, this is the expected energies. So what I've basically done is I've tapped in, as I always do, and I've asked what sort of themes we are going to be experiencing this month. And there's a lot. So buckle up, ladies and gents, as I always say. So first and foremost, one of the key things that come up, and I've structured this one slightly different. I've started with the things that might be a little bit like, ugh, and then I finished with the areas whereby, yes, we feel empowered. And I've done that on purpose this time round. Okay, we're going through pretty heavy times right now. So the first thing that came up when I sat down to do this was the governments are going to be under the spotlight once again. There is going to be huge shifts, huge noise. You know, I know very recently, Donald Trump, for example, has announced that he's going to be running in 2024 again. Little bits and pieces like this. We're going to start having the spotlight really focused on the governments. So do not be surprised. If you are somebody like myself that cannot be bothered with any of that nonsense, you just sit in your own little bubble. You do not need to get involved in it. But for those people who are, please remember, you're going to be seeing a lot of it. So be careful what you wish for. Systems will be pushed and recognized as having not ever been working. So all of the systems are going to be under the spotlight. Now, of course, the government is a system. The legal system is a system. The medical system is a system. So all of these are going to be highlighted very clearly. Now, you can look at the schooling, you can look at medicine, you can look at all these different areas of our lives. And actually, we've just got pockets of systems all over. So please do know that if you work in a system, maybe you work for a government or maybe you work for a council or something like that, don't be surprised if the spotlight comes on you. That does not mean you've done anything wrong. It's just have the consciousness that this is what's going to happen. The energies on the planet right now are shifting so rapidly that as human beings, we are having everything come to the surface to deal with. Now, that could be insecurities that you've got. It could be, you know, past trauma that you've lived through. Now, this is no different. Just because we're talking about systems here, it's no different. Everything needs to come to the surface during this period of time. There is going to be a huge focus on people's perceived truths during this new moon. Now, just because you perceive something to be true doesn't mean that it is for everybody. This is something that we've had to step through since March 2020, with everybody having such differing values and standards and opinions on what was going on around the world. I'm hoping that as the spotlight comes back onto the truth, or our perceived experience of truth, that we can corroborate and we can allow people to have different opinions to us. Just because we have an opinion doesn't mean that we are right. From everybody's individual perspective, they are right. So as we step through this, looking at the truth, having things come up, does this feel right? Does it not feel right? Ask yourself the questions. Does this resonate with me or not? Do I need to speak or not? There's been some really good examples recently where comments have been made from people, whether it's on social media or whatever, and they're just unnecessary. Like, the comments didn't need to be made, but the person obviously had a bee in their bonnet and they wanted to make it. This isn't on my social media, by the way, but on other people's. And, you know, people just want to speak for the sake of, you know, having their voice heard. And sometimes, you know, if I don't agree with something and it's on somebody's profile, whether that be Facebook, Instagram, or whatever, I just scroll on past. Because I believe that everybody is entitled to their opinions. My opinion isn't the correct one. So let's take that stance with our life. Now, I know that's going to ruffle a lot of people's feathers because, you know, we've become very opinionated in the last few years. We've become very outspoken. But really, how has that served us? Do we want to keep going along that route, or do we actually want to sit there and be like, do you know what? I'm going to focus on me because I deserve a peaceful life. And this mentality is going to be a huge focus during this new moon. There is going to be a lot of noise. Please expect there to be a lot of noise. Like I say, November has been so noisy so far. Now, I was shown fire and earthquakes. Now, that may be literal. However, I feel it's energetic. I feel it is the heat starting to really come up underneath the surface, because we know that everything has to heal. Now, that could be physically within us as human beings. It could be on the planet, resulting in your earthquakes and things like that. It's extremely important that we recognize we are in a very noisy period of this consciousness shift. We are going through huge changes in a very, very short space of time, and people are panicking. People don't know what to do. You know, some people are getting very tired. Some people are getting very angry. Some people are in denial that they've even got certain things that are going on. So please do have your eyes wide open as you are navigating this period. Now, the new moon is actually on the 23rd of November. So really, from right this second when I'm feeling this, probably for about the next week to 10 days after the moon, you are going to be feeling the energies. Likely it's even going to go into New Year, in all honesty. One of the things that is surfacing a lot with people, and I kind of like alluded to it a second ago, is victimhood. A lot of people are stepping into victim. Why is this happening to me? I can't believe this is it. Oh my goodness, what have I done to deserve this? So victimhood has to surface to be healed. We cannot take it with us. It's as simple as that. We cannot take these low vibrational feelings. And I've been talking about this for years now, 5 years, maybe even more. When we ascend, we cannot take these low vibration frequencies with us. That's anger, that's hurt, that's pain, that's guilt, that's shame, that's resentment, that's victimhood. All of these things are low vibration. They're like reeds at the bottom of a riverbed that are just pulling us down and holding us there, and almost like holding our head underneath the water. Everything has to surface for it to be able to heal. Now, I've spoken to a number of people today, and they've had massive, catastrophic shifts in their life, whether that be stepping out of a very long-term relationship, moving to a completely different country. There is a lot of things that are taking place right now because it's literally time to level up and heal. Now, I'm not going to go into too many details here, but I really do feel that March next year is going to be big. Okay, I really do feel it's going to be big, and this is setting the tone. It's setting the stage, if you like, for that, which I'm envisaging in around March, but it could be sooner, it could be after, like, who knows? The timelines jump all over the place, or you know, the perceived timelines jump all over the place at the moment. There is going to be public upheaval. There is going to be people getting annoyed. There is going to be people that are questioning things that they've never questioned before. If you are in and around that upheaval, you decide the way that you want to live. Do you want to be inflating it and making it get even stronger and adding fuel to the fire, as they say? Or do you want to be someone that's like, wow, I'm going to sit in this situation and I'm going to observe it, but I'm not going to let it come into my field? You know, you can observe without consuming. And I talk about this a lot on my Instagram channel, and those, all my social media channels will be in the description field. On Instagram, I do lives most days, and I very often talk about the fact that we can look and observe without actually having to take it on and consume it. Okay. I see the inflation going up again. I see inflated prices on lots and lots of things. So please do be aware of that. I think it is absolutely ludicrous, the state that the prices and things have got to. But at the same time, I'm not allowing that to drive me. I am making sure that I am, you know, doing the work, making sure that I've got the money that I can get, and, you know, making sure that I'm being sensible with it, making sure that I have boundaries in place with certain things. So please do realize that, you know, we have to go through this period of inflated prices for us to be able to, you know, for it basically to be collapsed. We can't keep living like this. You know, everybody, because petrol here in the UK got up to £2, now it's back down to like 160 for unleaded. People are not moaning about it anymore because they feel as if, oh, well, it's cheaper than it was, but it's still like 60p or whatever more expensive than it was maybe like a year, 18 months ago. But people forget because they get distracted by the next thing. So don't be surprised if we start to see the inflation go up once again with the interest rates and all the different taxes and stuff that they're looking to put in place. They are panicking. They are panicking. So we need to bear that in mind. Now, the last thing that I'm going to say from a more doom and gloom perspective, for want of better words, is we are going to be bombarded by information over this new moon period and into December. Now, there is going to be a lot of real information. There's also going to be a lot of disinformation. So use your discernment as to what feels right to you. Please, please, please do not trust that just because it's being spoken about on mainstream media or in a newspaper that, you know, that it's gospel. Ask yourself the question, does this feel right to me? Does this align to me? How does this sit with me? And then it's down to you to check out whether it actually aligns or not. Okay, very important. The information overload is going to confuse a lot of people. Okay, so there are huge energetic shifts taking place physically. As I alluded to a short time ago in the video, our physical vessels are having to upgrade and deal with things that they've never had to before. So if you are going through the ear ringing stage, or the not being able to see quite properly, or the sickness, or not wanting to eat your food or anything like that, or, you know, maybe you need to nap more than you're used to, please, please, please be very gentle with yourself. We are going through such huge shifts in such a short amount of time that it is not surprising that we are physically getting some warning signs. Okay, go with what feels right to you. Some days you're going to eat like a horse, other days you probably won't want to eat anything. At the moment, I'm very much like just craving all of the really juicy fruits that I could get my hands on, like literally wherever they are, give me the beautiful juicy fruits. So just recognize where you are, and do whatever you possibly can to make yourself feel as grounded as possible. As I said at the beginning, this new moon is all about intentions. Intentions, intentions, intentions. What is it that you want to create? Now, my manifestation this year has been absolutely off the wall. I've made it no secret with certain things that I have been looking to call into my life, and everything has been coming in. Now, we must be very clear with what it is that we are looking for so that we get it. Now, I've learned this over the last few years because I've been like, yeah, I would like this. And then something's come in, which basically ticks the box that I asked for. But then I needed to give extra clarity to make sure it was actually what it was. So please do recognize if you are someone that's like, oh my gosh, I'd love to have more money in my life. And the reason I need more money in my life is because I'd love to do something for humanitarian, if you then go and find 2p on the floor, like you've just called in abundance, and that's the abundance that you've got. So please be very specific with it. We are creating just like that at the moment. We just need to think about something. As long as we can feel it in our body, we can absolutely create it. This new moon is about taking back our power. This is about people coming together, communities, igniting the passion, the drive, and the get shit done mode that a lot of us are in. I myself am massively in a get shit done mode today. Couldn't even say that then. I feel extremely empowered, extremely excited, extremely just ready to take life to the next level. And you can do the same as well. Like, ride that cosmic energy that is coming in. It's yours for the taking. You can kick back and make excuses, or you can say, no, I'm not going to do that. Now, as most of you know, because you've been following me a while, I burn my excuses. I literally lit a match on my excuses and I burnt them. And a lot of people say to me, how can you be so open and honest, Lucy? And the truth of the matter is that's the only way I've been able to achieve what I've achieved in my life since leaving corporate. It's by being honest and recognizing the only person that was stitching me up was me. Now, other people would say, oh, yeah, well, that's easy because you did stitch you up. But, when we take ownership for ourselves, that's how we get to this mode of passion and drive and empowerment. Once again, this new moon is about freedom. It's about stepping forwards into our future. It is time for us to recognize what it is that we are choosing and then go after it as if something's chasing us, like a big dog is barking at us and about to bite our bottom kind of thing. This is about us stepping into higher levels of consciousness. This is about us saying, this is the journey that I would like to go on. Now, a lot of people out there do the whole make it till you fake it. Oh, I'm going to be this and I'm going to be that, but there's no belief in it. There's no working on self. I've been doing all of the Soul School scholarships today, and people say that they want it so much, yet they're not prepared to work on themselves. It's an extremely, extremely interesting period of time that we're living in right now. People say that they want something, but they're not prepared to take the action, or they're not prepared to do the do and feel it and actually bring it into existence. A lot of people ask me, how do I do the things that I do? I bring it into existence because I can feel it, and I'm going to explain a little bit more about that in a minute. People are questioning. They're questioning the norm. Why do I go to work 9 to 5? They're looking for their passion. They're looking for their purpose. People want to be connected to purpose and truth right now. They're questioning if they are aligned for the future. They are removing the shackles in what they have once put themselves. They are craving authenticity. It is time to shake stuff up. It's really time to shake stuff up. And, I can only speak about my own life, but I'm constantly on adventures. I've been on adventures since the 1st of June this year. I've been in the country less than a month at a time. Since then, I've visited 18 countries now, and I'm off again on Monday, and then I go to another country, and then I go to another country. So, I've got more to do yet this year. Like, it's time to have adventures. It's also time, like for me personally, I'm shaking my life up because I'm moving. You know, I was told many months ago that in November 2022, I was going to be moving. And although I'm not moving in November 2022, like it's very clear I should have been moving in November 2022. And I've been given the exact place where I need to be right now. Like, this is what's happening if you are prepared to listen. And, you know, I listened, but I was like, I don't know where I'm supposed to be going. Like, what am I supposed to do? Just move out of my place without knowing a destination, because I am still human at the end of the day. But the fact of the matter is I should have listened and I would be on my way right now. So it's quite interesting, but that's coming in the next couple of months. Within the next couple of months, I will be out of here. As I mentioned earlier, discernment. Please use daily discernment. Now, the way that I do this is literally just putting my hand on my heart and asking myself if it feels like it's coming from my heart space. Are you making decisions from your heart, or are you making decisions premised off of the fact that there is an emotional reaction, an emotional attachment to some of the, you're feeling an emotional reaction to whatever's being discussed? Constantly come back to your heart space. Does it feel good? Is it really what you choose, or are you keeping other people happy? Now, the biggest, like I keep talking about, intentions are really important for this new moon. How are you going to choose to live your future? Who do you want to show up as? Now, my 5-day breakthrough program at the moment is crazy. It's so busy because everybody's looking for very, very quick, cheap direction as to how can they start to get a little bit of an activation, something to ignite that passion. And that program is so cheap and so quick and so easy that people go through it and they're like, right. And it sets them on their path. Nobody is coming to save you. It's you against you. It's time for you to make choices. It's time for you to live how you want to live going forwards. Create your reality. Are you scared? If that thing that you've been looking for, that thing that you've been dreaming of, that thing that you've been manifesting comes along and then it scares you, do you think it's going to stay? No. Feel what it's like to be living those choices. Feel what it's like to be living the life that you would like to create. When you can have that feeling, and I actually spoke one of my clients through it today, when you can actually feel that feeling, you can then go and imprint it into the quantum field, and then you can bring it into you. And that's how I've brought everything into my life for the last 12 to 18 months. It's crystal clear thoughts and then feelings. That feels like, and then the next thing I know, it's been brought to me. It's very, very easy. Now, I'm going to do a video on this at some point in the next couple of weeks or months. The reason I'm being quite aloof as to when I'm going to do that is because I'm traveling so much and I don't ever know what the Wi-Fi is going to be like or anything like that. But do hold me to doing that video. Your whole responsibility right now is to recognizing what is lowering your frequency. And then go ahead and remove it from your life. You are choosing to be around low vibrations. You are choosing to sacrifice that beautiful feeling of high vibes that's open to all of us by sitting in certain situations. And once again, I don't question. You'll all be like, it's easy for you to sit there and say, Lucy, we've all been there. We've all been there. We've all held on to relationships that don't serve us. We've all stayed in careers. Like, I'm the biggest one for that. My career, I was in my career for 15 years and I absolutely hated it for the last 10, I think. So, I know where you're at. I get it. I was addicted to the money. I didn't see a way out of this. So please do not think that you're on your own with this. We have been giving our energy to everything that we do not want for so many years that now it is time to give our energy to the things that we do want. We've been under a spell, like, I don't want that, and I don't want that, and I don't want that. So what happens? We bring more of what we don't want to us. Now it's time to shift that. Now it is time for us to up level. Now it is time for us to say, you know what? Nah, we're not doing this. No, we're not having that anymore. I deserve to live a life of abundance. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to rise in love. I deserve to be that person. I deserve to have all of the adventures, to meet the man of my dreams, whatever it is that looks like to you. A pretty full-on new moon incoming, ladies and gents, right? A pretty full-on new moon. And it's really exciting. You know, we're right at the end of 2022, the year that we knew would shake us to the core, and it has done in a totally different way to 2020, but it has shaken us to the core. 2023, I believe, is going to start off pretty hectic, but then we are going to, you know, really, truly, deeply step into the way that the world was intended to be. And I do feel that that's what's going to come in 2023 at some point. You know, so it's exciting. We are getting to the end of this now. Okay, so now I'm going to give you the exercise. So if you don't have a pen and paper, please do pause the video right now and run off and go and grab that pen and paper, and I will give it to you. Then here is the exercise for the new moon on the 23rd of November 2022. Now you can do this exercise from as soon as you watch this video all the way through up till maybe like a week after new moon. But personally, I'm going to be focusing on this on the 23rd during the new moon to make sure that I bring that mama home. Okay, so as always, step number 1 is clean your aura. Literally just go around your auric field and say, I release anything that no longer serves me. Be gone, you know, just send it away with love and light or whatever it is that you like to do. And then the next thing, cleanse your space. If you're doing this at home, if you're doing it outside, just give the space a little bit of an air, give the space a little bit of a cleanse. And as you do so, I am creating a beautiful, safe space to create the intentions and my future self that is going to take me to my passions, my purpose, and give me a life of love and abundance. The next step is set your space up for creativity. So it might be that you want to use a table like what's in front of me now. It might be that you've got some music playing. It might be that you've got some incense or some candles or some crystals around, like whatever it is, just set your space up for creativity. And then I would like you to drop into meditation for approximately 12 minutes. And whilst you're in that meditation, ask yourself the question, what is it that I'm looking for? Now, you may well break it down into different areas of your life. It could be love, it could be home, it could be career, it could be any of those things. But just remember, this is a really powerful time of manifestation and you know, creating intentions and then bringing in the manifestation. So I am going to look at every area of my life. I'm going to look at the wealth, i.e. financial abundance. I'm going to look at my abundance of health. I'm going to look at, you know, the baby that I keep talking about. I'm going to look at the love and the relationship that I've been talking about for quite some time. You know, is my next home going to be my forever home, or am I going to be moving again after that? Like, that's the kind of the areas that I'm going to be going, and I'm going to be setting very clear intentions and in the knowing that they are going to come in because I feel it already. Once you come out of the 12-minute meditation, grab a pen and a piece of paper and start writing your intentions that you are going to set. So for me personally, my intention for the remainder of 2022 and 2023 going forwards is to step into a beautiful, conscious, loving relationship with the beautiful divine masculine that I've created in my mind's eye. That's one good example of an intention. Once you have explored all of that, now you might do 1,000 intentions, or you might just do 3 intentions, but once you have finished that intention setting documentation, I'd like you to read it aloud. So repeat whatever you've written, repeat it, so that it really goes out to the universe and it cements into your cells. Now, the final stage of this is once you've finished writing that, I would like you to keep it somewhere in a space of love so that you can look at it, read it, go back to it, so that you can manifest and create this with ease and grace. So important. I don't know about you guys, but I feel so head over heels in love right now. Life is just beautiful. Yes, it's confusing at times. Yes, it's noisy at times, but my goodness, I feel so grateful and so privileged to have been picked to be incarnated right now in this now moment, living this time. Ladies and gents, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Please, please, please do take a look at the description field, pop a comment on here, and I will come back to you super soon. Have the most beautiful day, and I will see you in the next video. Lots of love.